Okay, so come and stand towards the back end of your mats, and you're going to separate your feet slightly. Lift your chin so that you're looking forward towards the horizon. And then take a moment to just roll your shoulders back and around a few times. And let your arms settle beside you. Take a moment to pause and close your eyes. And one of the 6 principles of Pilates is concentration. And all that really means is us having an opportunity to focus and to really be present in our bodies and in our movements and with our breath. So use this opportunity to give yourself a reference point. Just check in with yourself about how you are feeling physically, emotionally, mentally. Let yourself slow down. Really root into your feet, connecting into your mat. And then slowly blink your eyes open. And we're going to start with a small roll down. Look down towards your feet, and we're just going to roll halfway down until hands are just in front of the knees, and pause. Place your hands above your knees on your thighs. Start lengthening your spine so you reach your tail back and the crown of your head forward. And then tuck your tail round your spine and really feel the belly connecting. And again, lengthen. Inhale. And exhale. So we're doing a standing cat stretch. You might want to keep it quite small to begin with. Just feeling out your back. Noticing where you have any sticky areas this morning. Round your spine. Stay here for a moment. Release your hands. Soften into the back of your neck. And then slowly roll back up into standing. Focusing your eye line and lifting tall. Once again, just roll your shoulders back. Feel that opening across your breastbone, your collarbones, and allow your arms to settle. Take a breath in, feel the height of your spine. Exhale, look down. And as we go into the second roll down, we're just going to come a little bit deeper. So this time your hands are going to go below your knees. Put your hands onto the front of your shins. Keep your knees bent. And now start lengthening and then rounding your spine from here. And again, lengthen. And curl. So you can feel that your abdominals are supporting you. And let your arms assist as much as you need. One more time, lengthen. And curl. Stay here. Releasing your arms. Take a moment to soften through your upper back, neck, and shoulders. Roll back up. Really rooting into the heels of your feet so that you are engaging the back of your body and lifting tall. Roll your shoulders back and around. Let your arms settle. This is the last roll down. Nod your chin and feeling that articulation of your spine. This time, come all the way down. You need to place your fingertips to the floor. So if that means you need to bend the knees, then bend your knees. And just relax over for a moment. Now, lengthen your spine. Maybe you need to push up onto the tips of your fingers. And then round your spine and fold over. And again, lengthen. So we're still doing that same cat stretch movement. We're mobilizing the spine, but you'll definitely feel it more along the back of your legs because we've come over quite far. Last one, lengthen, and then fold over. Stay here for a moment, just shake your head a little bit, nod, let your head hang heavy, and then bend your knees and walk forward. Keep your toes tucked under and stay here on all fours. Spread your fingers out, and with a lengthened spine, just once again move a little bit backwards and then forwards again, so we start to mobilize the knuckles around our feet. Get a little bit of a stretch into the fascia. The plantar fascia can sometimes get quite tight, so you don't have to tuck your toes under too far if it really hurts. And then one more time, release, hold it, and now let your feet relax all the way back. Balance on your left hand, reaching the right arm out to the side, coming into thread the needle, resting head, resting arm, and then sliding the left arm forward. And again, this is quite a strong release for the latissimus dorsi muscles. So if you don't want to straighten your arm completely, that's absolutely fine. You can keep that elbow a little bit bent. Keep breathing, feeling the back of the right shoulder, maybe under the shoulder blade, the right side of your neck. And then on your next breath, bring that left hand in, push onto your hand and reach the right arm out again. Now stay here, find your balance. Take your left leg and stretch it backwards. Hold it here. So your arm is to the side, but your leg is back. And now see if you can lift up your left leg and hold. Stay for 3, 2, 1. Bring your knee in, bring your arm in, and pause. Taking your left arm, reach it to the side. Thread the needle all the way through. Place yourself, settle here just for a moment, and then you can slide the right arm forward. Take a moment to breathe. Find the release around your left neck, shoulder blades, upper back. Slide your right hand in, push into your hand, reaching left arm out to the side. Take a moment to level yourself. Right leg extends back, hold. Can you pick up that leg without dropping into your lower back? Stay here, balance, core connection, and then bring hand and knee all the way back in. Good. Tuck your toes under. Let's do a little bit of a hovering of the knees. Breathing out as you press into the hands and feet, floating the knees up, getting our first little bit of weight loading through all the joints of the body. Notice the tips of your fingers connecting into the ground. Taking one more breath in and out. And then exhale, release the knees down, release the feet back, sit back into a resting position. You're very welcome to move your knees. You can bend your elbows, and then just stay here for a moment and bring your awareness to your lateral breathing as you feel that expansion across the back of your ribs and lungs. And maybe you notice that there is a little bit of a release into the lumbar area as you breathe. Maybe a little bit of a softness up into the neck and shoulders. Taking just a few more moments, breathing in and out. And then draw yourself up once again onto all fours. And we're going to hover the knees up and we're going to rotate to one side. So tuck toes, hover your knees and find balance. Move your right hand under your nose. Pivot your feet, your knees, your hips. Balance on the left hand and reach the right hand up. Stay for a moment. And now lower your hips and your pelvis all the way back down so you can sit here for a moment. Take your hand just underneath your oblique. And we're just going to do a little bit of upper body work here. So let your shoulder release up towards your ear. And then press away and glue the scapula into position. Now, bend your elbow. So it's a little tricep dip and press up. Good. So yesterday in class, we did normal push-ups on our knees, but with both arms. Now today, we're isolating single arms so that you can start to notice if there's a difference for you between the two sides of your body, either with how the joint likes to move, or with strength, or maybe there's some kind of issue around the shoulder or the wrist, which is quite common as well. Any adjustments you need to make. Two more. Can you feel the oblique supporting you? One more. Press up and hold. Lower yourself all the way down onto your elbow, and then bring your hand down beside you. Keep your knees down. Take a breath in. You still have your connections. Exhale, just your hips lift up. We are engaging the underside of the body, and then your hips come down. We're going to do that again. Take a breath in. Exhale, hips lift. Hold it. And releasing down. One more time. This is all prep work for our side bend series that we're working up to. Lift. And release it all the way down. And now you're going to come all the way down onto your arm. Keep the underneath leg bent, hand to the shelf of your hip, and your top leg extends out. Find the straight line of your body. You're going to flex your foot as you hinge your leg forward. Point your toes and take it back. And again. So you might remember that yesterday we did this in our class. We did this propped up a little bit. So this is moving into the side kick. And in the original map work, we do this down and we do this up on hand and knee. So we want to get this disassociation of the hip. Last two. Last one. Bring your leg back in line. Put your fingertips to the ground and stretch your legs all the way out. So you're keeping the top leg lifted. Breathe out as your bottom leg lifts. And release it down. And again, squeeze. And release it down. So this is adductor work. You're having to squeeze from the inner thigh of your right leg, your underneath leg. Let's just take a few more. Last two. Last one. Squeeze up and hold it. Take a breath in And then releasing both legs down. Bend your knees up, sitting in a chair. Taking your left arm, reach it forward. We do one thoracic rotation. Look up. Exhale, open the chest. Reach all the way back. Feel that lovely release all the way from the center of your chest down through your left arm. Take another breath in and exhale as you release all the way back towards the front. From here, turn onto your stomach. You can place your right hand underneath your head, bend your left knee, reach back, see if you can grab onto your ankle or your foot. Square your shoulders and your pelvis to the floor. You might have enough of a stretch already, in which case you stay here. And then on your breath out, do a little bit of a squeeze with your bum cheeks. Get the stretch down the front of the quadriceps. And release. And again, exhale, squeeze. And inhale, release. Taking two more. And remember, if your kneecap doesn't like this position, guys, then just move your legs so that it feels okay for you. One more time. Exhale, little squeeze with the gluteals. And then release. Stretch that leg out. Place your hands underneath you. Push yourself up onto hands and knees. Open your knees. Sit back. Coming once again into your resting position. And we have only worked the one side of the body. Well, we've been working alternate sides, but we've only done unilateral work so far. So in this resting position, take a moment to pause and just notice how it's reflecting on your body. What are you noticing? Take one more inhale and exhale. And then draw yourself up onto hands and knees. I've turned around so that I'm going to be facing towards you again. Tuck your toes under. We're going to be doing the other side. Lifting your knees just up off the mat. Find balance. Move your left hand under your nose. Pivoting feet, knees, and balance. Can you bring that right arm up towards the sky? And then lower your knees gently down. Make any adjustments you need. Hand to the underneath oblique. Let your shoulder hunch up for a second. Press away. And then glue that scapula into place. Tricep push-ups. Bend. And press. And again. That's it. So we're isolating the arm movement. So we're really working the triceps muscle at the back of the arm. But notice how much the obliques have to stabilize. And this is a lot of the work in Pilates is actually about the stabilizers that we're using in our bodies. That's why it's considered a whole body system. It's holistic. And press. Take two more. How is this arm feeling in relationship to the right side? What is your dominant side? Press up and hold. Placing your hand down and bring yourself down onto your forearm. Find those same connections. Hand reaches down. Keep your knees on the floor. Exhale. Press your hips up. Coming into your side bend prep. And then releasing down. And again, lifting up. So we're waking up the underside, the lateral line of the body. And release. And if your neck is sore, turn your head and look down. That releases that levator scapular muscle. Lift. And release. Placing your hand down. Take your body all the way down. Hand onto the shelf of your hip. And stretch, I'm gonna have to move a little bit. Stretch your top leg all the way out. From here, flex your foot and come forward. Point back. Hinging from the hip and keeping your leg at the same level, so there's no dipping and swinging. And that way you should be waking up that little side gluteal muscle as well, that gluteus medius. Last two. Last one. Bring your leg in line, hold it, fingertips to the floor, stretch your underneath leg all the way out, and now lift your bottom leg. And lower. And we go lift. And lower. Energy through your crown. Taking a few more. Last two. One more time. Nice precision and control. Hold it. And lower both legs down. Bend your knees up, sitting in a chair. Taking your top arm, reaching it all the way back. Thoracic rotation. Open up across your chest. Feeling that release all the way down from your sternum across your right chest, shoulder, and arm. Inhale here. And then exhale, coming all the way back towards the front. And now turn onto your stomachs. Left hand underneath your head. Bend your right knee. Reach back to hold onto your foot. Take a moment to set your position up. And then exhale as you gently squeeze your gluteals. And little release. And again, squeeze. Little release. Two more. One more time. So you're biasing to a posterior pelvic tilt. And release. Stretch your leg out. Hands under your shoulders. Press yourself up. And once again, into your resting position. Sit back. And using this opportunity to do a little bit of a check-in. Now that you've done the other side, how is it feeling? Are you feeling symmetrical? Equal release and activation on both sides? Taking one more breath in and out. And then exhale, roll up and move your hips over to your left side. Both your feet out the right. Hold on to your right ankle. Coming into a lateral release. Come all the way up. Spin your feet around to the other side. Hold on to your left ankle. Right arm. Lateral release. Come all the way up. Bring both feet around to the front and maybe come a little bit forward on your mats. Knees bent, sitting up nice and tall, arms out. We're going to take 5 counts to roll all the way onto our backs. On your next breath, slowly curl back. At any point, if you feel that you are straining, Then you can hook your hands behind your thighs. And we've got 2, 1. Relax your arms down and walk your feet just a little bit closer in towards you. So we've done a lot of spinal articulation. So now when we go up into our bridge, we're not going to roll, we're going to hinge up. This is our pelvic press. Take an inhale to prepare. Exhale, pressing into your feet, pressing into your arms, and you hinge up to your bridge. Take a little inhale at the top, and then exhale and hinge back down. And again, press up, pause, and hinge back down. So let's keep going for just a few more. Press your pelvis up. Feel the gluteals engaging. Feel the hip flexors opening and then hinge back down. But what's really nice about the pelvic press is that there is a co-contraction between the abdominals and the back extensors. And release. One more time. Press up and hold it here. Place your hands under your bum cheeks and make sure that they're working. Start standing on your right leg, abs connected. Can you pick up your left knee and hold? Let your hips come down a little bit. It's that same hinging. And then press back up again. Feel the right gluteal work. It's a little hinge halfway. And press back up. 3 more. So your abs are connected, which means there shouldn't be any strain or extra work into the lower back. It should be coming from gluteus maximus. Last one. Press up. Hold it here, placing your left foot all the way down and stand for a moment. Start to stand on your left foot, wake up the left gluteals, pick up your right knee and hold. Let your hips come down a fraction and press up. Little hinge and lift. Lower and lift. Keep the focus. Last one. Hopefully that left gluteal is firing up. Hold it. Place both feet down. Find balance. Bring both hands up. And now roll down through your spine. Feeling the imprint and release at the bottom. From here, we inhale to open the arms wide. Don't let them rest. Exhale, bring your hands up and connect fingertip to fingertip. Inhale, expand. Exhale. 2 more. Can you find the stability through your pelvis? Make sure your lower back feels good. One more time, inhale, reach, and this time exhale and press your hands all the way down. So your chest is very open. Picking up your right leg, hold it in the air. We're going to extend that leg to a 45-degree angle. So your knees are more or less in line. And then exhale, bend your knee and in you come. And again, extend long. Breathe in. And exhale. Can you keep your pelvis level? So our legs are quite heavy. So it's a lot of core control as the leg moves away from us. And bend. We're going to take one more time. Stretch. And bend. Cross your ankle over and allow that knee to roll out. Abs connected. Exhale as you lift that left leg up. There's a little bit of a gluteal stretch. And releasing it down. And again, exhale, lift. Releasing it down. 2 more. One more time. Release, hold it. Bringing that right leg up. Extend your leg halfway so the knee is a little bit bent. Flex your top foot. And now we're going to draw small circles with the sole of your foot on the ceiling above you. Because the palms are facing up, it creates a little bit of instability, or it's less stable than if your palms were down, for example. So feel a small rolling action inside the hip socket. Feel the obliques working to stabilize, and now change direction. Let's do 5 the other way. So this is preparation work for the leg circles that we're going to be in our original 34. Relax your neck. Come back to the center. Hold. Straighten your leg as much as you can. Point your toe. Bend your knee. And placing your foot all the way down. Stay for a moment. Settle yourself. And then bringing your left knee up to tabletop. We extend the leg, breathing in. And exhale. And again, extend. Three more. Open up across your heart. Energy through fingertips. Last 2. Stay connected into your deep core muscles. Last 1. And hold. Turn your knee out, crossing your ankle over. And now, lifting your right leg, finding a gluteal stretch and releasing it down. And again. Release. Last 2. Last 1. Release, hold. Unfold your left leg. Extend your leg halfway up. Double check that your pelvis is level. Flex your foot and we draw little circles. Use your obliques. Use your arms. Rolling the leg inside the socket. Change direction, 5 circles the other way. And depending on if you're right-handed or left-handed, definitely one side probably feels more connected or easier than the other. And come back to the center. Stretch your leg as straight as you can. Point your toes, bend that knee, and placing your foot down. You're going to keep your arms nice and wide. Let's do 1 pelvic curl. Exhale. Tilt pelvis. Rolling up. And take a moment to really get a stretch into the hip flexors. We've done a lot of hip flexion work over the last few minutes. Take a little breath. And then soften from the back of the throat. Soften through the back of the lungs. Feeling your kidneys connect to the ground, and then release here. Stay for a moment. Flip your hands so the palms are down, bringing your knees up one at a time to tabletop, and glue your knees and ankles together. So you're really squeezing your inner thighs. Roll both your legs towards the right. Make sure that your left shoulder stays down. Find rotation through your spine, and exhale, come back to the center. Roll both knees over towards the left. The right shoulder is down, and exhale, obliques. Inhale, over to the right. Exhale, center. Over to the left. Center. Last two. So don't force the rotation of the spine. Come back to the center and hold. Hands behind your thighs. Flex your ankles. Exhale to extend your legs and draw your forehead towards your knees, stretching the entire back line of the body, and then bend your knee and releasing down. And again, exhale, stretch up, tucking chin in, and releasing all the way down. Two more. And release. One more time. And release. Stay here. You can point your toes. Take your hands out again with the palms down. And now extend your legs as straight as you can manage. Knee squeezing, ankles together. Take your legs to the right. Left shoulder stays down. And exhale, obliques draw you back to the center. Legs to the left. Right shoulder stays down. Exhale, narrow your waist. Legs to the right. So this is now preparation for something called the corkscrew that we're going to be doing this week. Legs to the left. Chest open, use your arms. We've got one more time to each side. Last one. Exhale, back to the center. Hold it. Bend your knees, hug them in for a moment. And then stretch your legs all the way out. I need to move a little bit back on my mat. And we're going to go into our roll-ups here. So I'm going to have my legs together today with toes pointed. You can choose your leg position. Arms up. How far back can you take your arms without letting the rib cage pop? Here we go. Inhale, lift arms, lift head, breathe. Long stretch over. Take an inhale, exhale, unravel, lifting up nice and tall, and then curl back, draw your tailbone under, anchor the back of your legs, and reach your arms overhead. Keep your ribs closed, and again, inhale, arms, head, breathe. Long stretch. Roll up, lift up tall. Curl back, draw your tail under, send your legs away, squeezing inner thighs, and reaching arms back. Taking two more. Lift arms, head, roll up sitting, curl back, and reach. Last one, Lift arms, head, exhale. Long stretch forward. Roll upright, sit out of your hips, and let your arms relax. Nicely done. So we're going to do our seated back extension. We did it yesterday. It was the spine stretch forward. So you can move back if you need to. Take your legs apart. Lift your toes upwards. Bend your knees if you need to. Sit on something if it helps your back. Arms extended out in front of you. Grow a little bit taller as you lift through your crown. And on your breath out, just curl forward through your neck, your upper back, your lower back, and you stretch forward. Stay here just for a moment, and then let your fingertips reach forward and up. Let them guide you into an extension, and then lean forward, round over, and simply come back up into a seated position as you started. And again, articulate through your spine. You're still keeping the abdominals connected. And then, fingertips reach, framing your ears with your arms. And then round over and articulate through your spine as you come back up. 2 more times. Nod your chin. Curl forward. Lengthen through fingertips. Can you feel a connection between your shoulder blades? Release. It's a very particular muscle called the lower trapezius that is oftentimes weak on us. So it's sort of down towards the lower end of the thoracic spine. 1 more time. I'm going to be a little bit mean. I'm just giving you a heads up. Nod your chin. Start curling forward. Let your fingertips reach up and away. Hold it here. Take your hands a little bit wider and start to pulse your thumbs softly back and up. And again. We are connecting to that lower trapezius muscle I was just talking about. Keep your ribs in. Last 2. Last 1. And release forward. Roll all the way upright. Lift tall and release. Nicely done. Come all the way to the front of your mat. Knees bent. We're just going to practice our rolling like a ball, and then we're going to progress into another exercise. So hands to the front of your shins. Lifting your feet up, take a moment to find balance. And we inhale to roll back and exhale to roll up. So we're getting our little massage of the spine here. That's it. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing in. Breathing out. Good. 2 more. 1 more. And balance. Now, we're going to roll back and we're going to stay on our shoulders and hook our hands underneath our pelvis. So we're going to roll back and then hook. So our hands are supporting us just underneath our hips here. See if you can just walk your hands a little bit more towards your rib cage. Double check that your abs are connected and see if you can start to extend your legs upwards. No pressure on your neck. See if you can keep your head looking straight up. And now let's split the legs like a scissor. So one leg comes towards your head and one leg reaches away. Let's move nice and slowly. Bring your legs back up and let's scissor split the other way. Good. And switch. Little scissor split. And up. Fantastic. Let's take 2 more. And these are called the scissors that are going to be in our original 34. Scissors. Bring your legs up. Bend your knees in, and we're going to roll like a ball to come all the way up and placing feet all the way down. Really nicely done, guys. I want you to walk your hands behind you. I'm going to come a little bit back. I'm right at the front of my mat. And now we're going to just practice that reverse tabletop that we've been doing. So I'm having fingers out to the side, knees and feet slightly apart, pushing out of arms. See if you can lift your hips off the mat. And if you're comfortable with that, then maybe you can challenge yourself and start pressing upwards into that reverse tabletop. Feel the stretch at the front of the shoulders, relax your head, and then slowly down you come. Stretch your legs out, give them a little bit of a stretch. And now let's do a little spine twist. So placing right foot over, flexing left foot, use your hand to prop yourself, reach up and looking over towards the right side. And it's our 3 breaths in and out. As always, connecting into our breath to guide us deeper as opposed to pushing ourselves. That's where the injuries happen, is when we want to push. Just let yourself feel, let yourself explore, let yourself move deeper if that's where you are. Release, coming all the way to the front, crossing that leg out, and then let's do the other side. So flexing the right ankle, hand props you up, reaching up, guide yourself into that little twist and rotation to the other side. Holding it here just for a moment. 3 breaths in and out. And you might notice as well, like you want to rock to one bum cheek. Just see if you can get your bum cheeks even. Release. Uncross, stretching that left leg out. And now, place your hands behind you. We're going to do that same reverse tabletop, except it's not quite tabletop because we're going to have our legs straight. If this doesn't feel good on your knees or ankles, then go back to this position. So, pressing out of your arms, squeeze your inner thighs together, take a breath, exhale, see if you can just lift your pelvis first. And if that feels okay, would you like to challenge yourself and press up a little bit higher? This is called our back support basic. This is a prerequisite for our front leg pull that we do in the original 34. Take a little breath in, and then exhale, gently release down, flex the ankles back, and then give your legs just a little bit of a shake. Very nicely done. So, knees bent. Instead of leaning back on our hands this time, go onto your fingertips, and there's a little backwards leaning, but you have to connect your core. Now, I just want you to see if you can pick up one leg and place it down. Pick up the other leg and place it down. If you need to go back further, then lean back and place it down. Can you feel those hip flexors? And that means you have to use the abdominals. Now pick up your right leg and see if you can bring your left fingertips around to touch. And then place your left fingertips back and place your foot down. Pick up your left leg. Hold, core connection. Can you bring right fingertips around? Taking your fingertips back, placing that foot down. Pick up your right leg, hold, core, Pick up your left leg, hold, and glue your legs together. You can stay here, you can put one leg down. Can you reach? Fingertips touch. And take it back. Other hand, fingertips touch. Good. Take it back. Lots of work. 2 more. Can you feel your abs? Can you feel your hips? I sincerely hope that you're breathing. 1 more time. And place it down. 1 foot, other foot. Come up. Let your knees open to the sides, soles of the feet towards each other. Take your hands in prayer. Put your hands between your feet, and then just let your body fold over. Just stay here for a few moments in a curved spine. You might feel quite a strong stretch across your lower back at the moment. And the reason being that all that hip flexor work that we did, those hip flexors connect onto the lumbar spine. So there was a lot of work around the lumbar area, maybe without you even realizing it. Taking a nice easy breath in. And on your exhale, unravel to come all the way up and tall. And now you're simply going to swing your legs around so you can lie flat on your stomach. So we're going to have the legs a little bit apart in parallel. If your feet are cramping, feel free to tuck your toes under, by the way. Take your hands into a cobra position on either side of you. You want to engage the gluteals and squeeze the quadriceps so the legs are straight. Hover the tip of your nose so you can breathe. Start coming up into a little baby cobra. So again, you are sending your breastbone away from the heels of your feet. Squeeze your bum cheeks and see if you can lift your legs just off the floor. It doesn't have to be a high lift. Now see if you can lift your arms off the floor so you are not using your arms for any kind of support. When you're ready, start to swim your legs. There's a kicking action with the legs. There is no movement through the upper body. You're keeping your pelvis grounded, and I hope you're breathing. You can breathe however feels good for you. This is our preparation for swimming that we will be doing on Friday. Using just the legs without the temptation of bending the knees. I don't want the knees bending. That's too much hamstrings. Legs are straight, the gluteals are working. And stop. Release everything down. And then lift your elbows. Push yourself up. And coming once again into a resting position. A little bit of a counter stretch for all the extension work that we did. So the swimming is a lovely one to counterbalance the hip flexor work. But the simple fact is you are probably still going to feel it around the lower back. So just make sure that you can breathe into it. And now on your next breath, draw yourself up onto hands and knees. And we're going to go into a plank position, a push-up position. So spread your fingers out. Get your wrists in a happy place. Extend one leg back and tuck the toes under. Level yourself out. Push into your hands. Push into your foot and extend the other leg out to join. So without gripping, can you engage your bum cheeks? So your bum cheeks are these big, powerful muscles. They're designed to support the lower back, but oftentimes we don't know how to use them properly, right? So energy through your crown, energy through your heels, soften your knees, move your hips back and up, and then you can walk your feet a little bit forward and start to reach one heel to the floor and then the other So you're walking on the spot, feeling that reach through the heel of your foot. Send both heels towards the ground. Taking a nice easy breath in. And then exhale to soften your knees. Walk your feet all the way forward. Line up your toes. Walk your hands back. Fingertips in front of your feet. Shaking your head gently. Nod. Rolling all the way upright. Lifting tall. Pause for a moment. Rolling your shoulders back and around. And then just allow your arms to settle. We're going to remain in a standing position here. So take your feet a little bit wider than you normally would, so you really feel solid on your base. Soften your knees, let your arms relax. And then either soften your gaze or close your eyes. And moving into our practice of mindfulness and connecting into our breath. If it feels really unstable or foreign for you to be standing upright with eyes closed, then maybe you'd like to come into a seated position, which is absolutely fine. Taking a scan over your body. Notice the shape of your body in space. Notice the softness of your joints. Finding as much ease through your muscles as possible. Doing the least amount of work needed to hold yourself here. And bringing your awareness to your breath. Feeling each inhale and each exhale. Moving through your nostrils, through your body, and on the exhale, out your nostrils. And perhaps starting to notice those fine adjustments, small movements, as your body finds equilibrium. Perhaps there's a gentle rocking forwards and backwards or side to side as you breathe. And notice how the quality of your breath reflects in your physical body. Gentle, slow, easy breathing. Finding the connection into the weight of your lower body, like the trunks and the roots of a tree. Allow yourself that feeling of being grounded, being solid. Finding that lightness through your upper body, the tingling of your fingertips, the softening around your eyes and your brow. Feeling the branches, the twigs, and the leaves of a tree lifting upwards and light. Coming back to your breath. Feeling that internal expansion and release. Take a moment to remind yourself of your intention, your dedication. Letting it flow through your body for the next few moments. Staying focused and present. And don't open your eyes fully yet. Just softly blink your lashes open. Keep your gaze looking down towards the ground. And then just start to gently move your fingers, your wrists, your hands, wiggle your toes. Move a little bit from side to side, getting a little bit of a bend through the knees, through the elbows, and then finding a little bit of a movement through your hips, your shoulders, letting that movement come through your spine. And then bringing your gaze upwards, opening your eyes completely, and taking both arms all the way up like a good morning stretch. Energy reaching up. Exhale, open arms wide. And coming back into your mat. Lovely.